Hello, welcome to the Opinionistics. I'm your host, John Maloney. In this episode, no co-host, because reasons, I guess. Introducing from Dallas, Texas, Charles Brakefield.
Howdy. That's a
Hello there.
Texas that Texas colloquial phrase that we use when we're trying to establish a relationship with somebody that we admired and respect.
That's great. So, Charles, what is it that you do for a living?
Um, that's a really good question. I like to think that I'm a writer, author, storyteller. Storyteller is probably the best thing that I like to categorize myself as because it gives me a chance to be able to use characters, recount stories, um, and basically work through a thriller mystery or a cozy mystery or a collection of short stories. So I guess writing is a big part of that storytelling. So when you put all that together, my full-time job is Chief Technology Officer for the Enigma Partnership LLC.
Wow, fantastic. And out of any of the jobs or opportunities you haven't done yet, are there any of those few that you want to do at some point?
Uh, I'd like to explore some other genres as part of the uh, the kind of work that we do. We again we like telling stories, and we've been tangled up with some really terrific authors in the Magnolia Bluff Crime Chronicles series. Um, that's one of our projects, and the other one is the Enigma Heirs project that uh, we alerted you to, and you said, "Hey, that sounds good. You got a new book out, and um, come on the podcast and let's chat about it." So that's a lot of what is my time is consumed with at this point in time.
Okay, nice, nice. What was life for you growing up?
Well, for those people that have ever been in a military family, I'm an Air Force brat, to be uh, perfectly transparent. Um, every 2 years, we picked up stakes and moved from one base to the next. I didn't realize people didn't live out of a box until I was 13. So we were always packing and leaving or getting someplace. And then the first thing you did was, all right, let's meet the kids in the neighborhood. So because they all have the same issues too. They're being picked up, moved, relocated, and starting friendships all over again. So um, that's a lot of what my growing up was. We went from base to base in different countries, different parts of the planet. So it gave me a good chance to be able to understand other people's perspectives. Get to know new folks and make friends that I like keeping track of. And sometimes you only meet people once, and maybe that's enough. So that's what growing up in an Air Force family is like.
Yeah, I could certainly see that. If you were given 500 acres of land, what would you use that land for?
Um, it occurs to me that it'd be the location of the land. Would it be something that would be farmable? Would it be something that needed to have more trees on it than what it currently has? So we need a forest ranger. Those would be the first things that would have popped to mind. It's curious. I just got off the phone with my daughter, who's up in Washington, and the thing that she's lamenting, like it's she couldn't afford 500 acres of land to be able to grow the kind of plants that she wants. So most likely, I would put her in charge of that 500 acres, and I'd say, "What do you want us to put on it?"
Huh. Well, whatever is beneficial to the people, like a couple of businesses, a few parks here and there, and yeah, pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it would probably not be. I probably look at it from the holistic standpoint rather than, hey, let's go build something on it to increase the tax value of it and then step out with a nice handsome profit. I don't really think that way. That's not how I'm put together.
Yeah, absolutely. What improved your life quality so much you wish you did it sooner?
Interesting question. I guess meeting new people, um, cultivating friends, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Um, there's some friends that I've got that I wish I'd known them earlier, but as in all things, there's no way to be able to really lament lost opportunities. Sometimes they show up. Most of the time, they show up as that's what you were destined to have at that point in time. So, um, the relationships, the friendships, the people that I work with on a daily basis, and the people that I've I only get to chat with them via email because they're in either Ireland or in the Philippines or in Puerto Rico. Um, so those are the people that I treasure, and those are the things that I wish that I don't want to have that not happen. I want that to continue to go on, collecting new friends and adding him to the that emotional inventory that I carry.
Yeah, exactly. Would you rather speak all languages or talk to animals?
I'd rather speak all languages. Um, I must confess I don't have a very varied collection of languages that I speak. I speak a little bit of German, um, most of it badly because the last time I tried to speak to some German to an airport person who asked me, he said, "Do you speak German?" And I laid some of my classic lines on him, and he cringed and said, "Please don't speak my language any longer. You're ruining it." So um, I'd like to have that the chance to be able to speak more languages.
Yes, I'd say the same. In fact, I am learning like 10 different languages all at the same time, so something to keep me busy and help with my mental development over the years.
Mhm. Well, I'm so told also that it that's one of the mental exercises that uh, people recommend as your age you start to age and to keep your mental faculties active and sharp.
Yes, absolutely. What could you give a 40-minute presentation on without any preparation?
I'm fairly fluent in voice technology, having come from the high tech world from the last 25 years. I've been a voice architect that has gone from building everything on site to everything in the cloud. So um, I've actually got a couple of consulting routines that people have come forward and said, "Can you talk to this group about your knowledge and help structure some thoughts and answer some questions for them because they're struggling with the some of the technology that you've been in for 2 decades."
Yep, that's a really good idea. Have you met anyone famous?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did I like them? No. Uh-uh. I had the misfortune of working for, and I probably won't use his name simply because he's that famous, but a person that's now a multi-billionaire. I worked for him in the late 1980s, um, and I found him to be a rather tedious individual, self-centered, and ruined 2 accounts. Actually, he insisted he go with me to go to an account. And they asked us to leave after he finished talking. After he was talking for 10 minutes, and they escorted us from the building and held me back and said, "We're sorry. He is such a jerk. We're not going to buy anything from your company, and we're sorry for you because you have to work for him because we were ready to write a check." So, um, if you get tangled up with billionaires, he wasn't a billionaire at the time. He is now. Um, and yeah, he's centered here in Dallas, and there's a couple of them that uh, you could postulate that I worked for, but I'll let your imaginations run wild on that one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I may not know a lot of people with that kind of experience, but I could certainly understand that how stressful and frustrating that could be for a lot of people. So, where was the furthest you traveled to from where you were originally from?
Um, I guess Sao Paulo, Brazil, from Dallas would be one of them. Jordan from Dallas would be another one. Um, Russia from Dallas would be another one. Again, I like the cultural aspects, um, the perspectives that you can only get when you physically travel to a location. And I haven't been disappointed by the people that I've met in those locations. They're they're interesting and fun to talk with, and the cultural exchange, as trite as that sounds, really quite interesting and fun. A little intimidating. Um, the, uh, the fun story from the Russian travels that I did from Moscow to St. Petersburg. They brought in some college students on the ship we were on, and they asked. They said, um, what's the one thing from American culture that you really like? And some bright young gal blurted out, "I love movies. I love Pulp Fiction." I thought I was going to die. I was laughing so hard. Of all the things to have exported from the U.S. Uh, to the to the Russian Republic or Russian enterprise, the only thing she cared about was a movie from uh, Pulp Fiction.
Nice,
Amazing.
nice, fabulous. If your mind was an island, what would it look like?
Uh, Probably would have a lot of heavy armaments on it. Something with a runway so you could get fast aircraft in and out. A good jump off point. Probably several well, fully armed speedboats for a hasty retreat in the event that uh, you had to leave in kind of in case the typhoon were to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. What has been the most interesting thing you found on the internet this week?
um, I've been Well, I actually had to show somebody how to be able to do a uh, search for photos. They didn't know how to do that. And so I had done it once a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, and basically had to relearn it myself in real time mode to be able to help answer the question and find a graphic that we needed for an ad that we were trying to put together for a cover for a new book. And so it was being able to use the technology quickly and access it without having had like hours worth of instruction was kind of gratifying to be able to see that, okay, there's that photo that we saw, we lost track of, we found it again.
Ah, all right then. If you could travel back in time, what decade would you want to live in?
That's a very interesting question. Um, and I can't think of one. Well, yeah, I'd probably say the late '60s, early '70s, mostly because that's when my dad was still alive, and I had such a good time working with him and listening to him, and I didn't get to listen to him enough before he was gone. He was a a fighter pilot in three different wars, and I never got to hear all that I wanted. So I would like to go back to that time when we could sit and I could just capture all the subtleties, all the stories, all of um, the important milestones that he had that are not captured anywhere else.
Yeah, honestly, I'd certainly say the same. What's your favorite kind of dessert?
Cream brulee, easily.
Mmm, nice. What is your favorite drink?
I'm a fairly um, passionate about Chardonnay and wine and a little bit of Pinot Noir.
Fabulous. Who was the last person you've talked to?
That would be my wife. Um, she wanted to know who I was talking to on the phone earlier, and it was. He said, "Well, that was the interview." And I said, "No, that was your daughter." So she had a good laugh about that.
Nice. Have you ever been to any landmark in the last 2 years?
Um, I haven't done much traveling in the last couple of years, but the one that always sticks out is the Enchanted Rock in the southwest, well, south central Texas. It's an amazing area. It's uh, where one of the last Indian and cavalry pitch battles were fought for the in the 1870s. And it was a holy place, and I've taken the kids there over the years, and um, it was always a special place here in Texas, in my mind, to be able to because the girls got to go climbing on this giant rock of that's pushed up from the earth, and the mystical powers that it that held for the Comanches. I was always impressed by that particular monument.
Ah, all right then. If you could host a dinner party and could invite five guests who are either alive or dead, who would you invite?
hmm. Um, Carl Sagan would be one. Winston Churchill would be two. Um, Stephen Hawkins three. Um, Data from the Star Trek four, and of course my dad five.
Fantastic. What is your favorite holiday tradition?
uh, I'm rather partial to Thanksgiving, to be to be honest. It gives me a chance to be able um, to cook, assemble all the friends, invite everybody in, make sure that they've got their favorite adult beverage, um, ensure that everybody's laughing and cutting up and having a good time, and then saying giving a long-winded speech about how everything should be we should be thankful for everything that we've gotten for the year, for the lives that we had. So those are uh, those are very um, there's no pressure. It's just the camaraderie and the catching up with people that you may not have spoken to enough throughout the year.
Yes, absolutely. It's great to connect with people again. What food have you never eaten, but you would like to try someday?
Hmm. I'm a big fan for trying food, so nothing really occurs to me that I haven't tried. Maybe some of the um, I like sushi. I like some of the unusual dishes that we had in Saudi Arabia in Dubai. Um, having setting ate uh, at a Russian family in their home when they were sharing their meal. It was interesting to see what they ate. Um, uh, Brazil had some very fantastic steakhouses that were it was quite enjoyable. So I don't really I can't think of anything uh, that occurs to me that boy I wish I'd tried that because I like that those cultural experiences and being able to enjoy the different foods.
Yeah, I'd certainly love a couple of Brazilian steaks every now and then. Would you sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
You did say sleep, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I'd probably sleep on the ceiling with the right amount of suspension, obviously.
Oh, yes, of course. If you would have to choose between bungee jumping, scuba diving, or yes, bungee jumping or skydiving, which of the two would you choose?
I'd probably do the bungee jumping. I've often thought it would be, uh, you know, a very exciting bungee jump to be able to use the space platform that we have orbiting the Earth uh, with a really long uh, elastic band to go along with it.
Okay, yes, that's good. What would you do if you found out you've won the lottery?
Um, Probably hire a security team to make sure that I'm not hounded to death for here. Don't you want to invest in this? I mean, the first thing that happens with people who come into money, there's somebody ready to take it from you. Here, I got an investment. I've got this. Don't you want to buy this? Oh, I need this operation from my grandmother. Um, to be able to get through to talk to me about anything would be you'd have to get through the security team, prove that it wasn't a waste of time, or they were just looking for an easy ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a shame, but that's um, I keep seeing all these uh, these things. I won the lottery, and the following year I was broke. Huh? How do you do that? Whew, boy, that's just poor planning.
Yes, absolutely. If you were to start a business, what business would that be?
I'm actually in that business, which is small press publications of the stories for that me and my co-author have authored. So um, I've had my own business. It was a wholesale book distribution in my youth, a couple retail stores. It's funny that I seem to be circling back to that those same days because it was a science fiction comic book store, and I guess that's very fairly much where uh, my mind is drifting. So uh, I'm already in that particular mode of starting my own business and working in this kind of environment yet again.
Nice, nice. Are there any authors that you know about that you would like to collaborate with at some point?
Well, uh, I'm collaborating with several already. Um, there's the underground authors that we work with on on the Magnolia Bluff Crime Chronicles series. We're in the third year now. Everybody does a novel, uh, one one a month comes out, and basically we have this mythical town in Texas called Magnolia Bluff, and we borrow characters back and forth. We have a shared vision of the city and the surrounding area. Um, their main industry is the cemetery because there's just people dying there all the time. So um, I'm collaborating with those fine authors. I've got my co-author that I collaborate with, Rox Berkey. She's a very spirited and creative individual that I've admired working with. The one I would like to be able to collaborate with at some point would be Kevin J. Anderson. There's an individual that has my respect, and I do read his stuff. Whenever he has something coming out, I'm helping to subsidize his lifestyle. So perhaps someday I'll be able to collaborate with him.
Nice, very good. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I would probably like to go to the center of the universe, which is Dallas, Texas, and live there, which is where I live right now. So it's a very short hop from where my chair is sitting to being in Dallas, Texas. So I'm being facetious, obviously. I having been to so many different places and seen so many fantastic locations, it's always good to come home, and Dallas is home.
Sweet. What's the weather like where you are right now?
It's going to reach up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 25 degrees Celsius, I think. A little on the warmish side, not bad. You can run around in shorts. When it gets to the 40 degrees Celsius, in the 100-degree range, a little uncomfortable. Uh, I actually had when I was working at a company out of Canada. My boss was down here. Him and his bride had moved down, and she called me one morning in August, and practically yelled at me. He goes, "How do you people live down here? At 9 o'clock in the morning, I've got to go back inside because I'm starting to sweat to death. I mean, this is insane. I've never seen weather like this before." Good heavens, they were from Toronto. I said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. Um, I'm not accountable for the weather. I mean, and the word always is here in Texas, if you don't like the weather, wait 20 minutes because it's going to change."
Yeah, absolutely. And that is all we have for this episode. It's great having you on, Charles, talking about your in authorship and wow, a lot of other stuff. It's been fabuloso.
Peter, it's been a real pleasure to be on your show. I appreciate the time, sir.
Me
Thank you very
too.
much.
You're welcome.
And
And
anytime you're down in Dallas, give me a holler, and we'll crank up the grill, and I'll play with stories of yore. How about that?
yeah, that sounds good. And until next time, stay opinionated.